I'm so excited. This is going to be such a good training. Going over some content things. We're going to talk a little bit about going live and talking in your stories, creating reels, posting, and how to do all of that originally and to bring who you are forward and into your market. And so I'm really excited to hear my girls take it away today. We are still in the process of moving, hence why I am in bed. I got nowhere else to be at the moment. You're on a box. I'm also not feeling the best. So we're going to hear from some amazing leaders tonight. And I'm going to kind of just hang out with you guys, take the notes, take it all in because I'm really excited for what these guys have put together. So Macy, if you want to come on first and talk to us a little bit about posting, how to create that original content in your post, and then also how to use other people as inspiration.
Okay, I'm going to be mostly talking about Facebook and maybe a little bit of Instagram. And I'm going to try to screen share. I don't know if I have to like be a side host. Yeah, I have to be assigned as co-host to screen share.
You should be able to adjust your co-host now.
Okay, let me see. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of show you my page really quick and kind of talk you through the tips that way to make it easier. So let's see. Let me go to my Facebook. Okay. Can you guys see my page? Okay. So basically what the tips that I have for today is to be personal. I don't know if you guys can see me or just my screen, but I'm going to pretend like you guys can see me because I talk with my hands. So basically what I'm going to talk about is not being a copy and paste type of person, but only copy and paste every once in a while, if that makes sense. So you want to make it mostly personal. And then like, for example, right here it was a copy and paste. And you can even change it up a little bit so that the algorithm is better. But I'm just going to kind of scroll through and show you guys the different types of way that you can post without being like spammy and commercial looking. So this would obviously be a personal one. And then you scroll through and this is like a mini vlog and I put my coffee in without actually talking about my coffee. And so I'm dropping hints, but everybody knows when they see that coffee cup, what exactly is in it because I posted in my stories. And I'll show you in a second that I always post about my coffee. So right there, again, this one is a godly post, so it's personal, but I also put in my skinny coffee without talking about it. And then of course another personal, this is the giveaway winner. So what you kind of want to do is business, personal, business, maybe personal, personal, and then here's another personal. And like I think Mariah's going to be talking about the 5 pillars, or maybe not, I don't know, but talking about like trying to do the 5 pillars for your personal post. So like mine is faith, fitness, family, and so this one includes my dogs, my boyfriend, and fitness all in one. And then there's me making my coffee, talking about my skinny coffee, and then like a business post. And so just kind of spreading it out. But when you do your business post, this was a copy and paste, but I changed it up to sound more like me. So it's okay to copy the right cat, but you don't always want to copy every single post, if that makes sense. And then getting like out and like I took a bunch of pictures when I went to Las Vegas so that I can have posts to put up rather than like what I used to do is post pictures of my toes. Like this is my office view, or post a picture of my dog. This is my office view. But like try to get out, even if you're not going on vacation, go out to I don't know, the park or wherever, like go hiking or something and take pictures there. And then again, there's Happy National Pet Day. That's dogs, personal, personal. Let me scroll a little bit. So this is my office view. I just put a picture of my feet. I'm in the dentist office, and I just said I love that I get to work wherever. And so I'm making it more personal rather than just who wants to join my team, who is looking for an extra income type thing. And then here's an example of every once in a while you can do that copy and paste. So let me like stop screen sharing. Let me see what else I wanted to talk about. Actually, I want to screen share one more time. Sorry. I want to show you. Sorry about that. Let me see. I had one more thing I wanted to show you guys. So when I am looking for post ideas to copy and paste, but like change it up or like just have ideas on what to do, I save it to like my folders under post ideas. So I have a ton of post ideas that I can go through and like, for example, like say I'm just super busy today and I don't know what to post. I'm not really creative in the moment. Then you can go, here's Mariah's post. Here's a giveaway post. Let's just see, like this one, I really liked it. But I would just copy this, paste it, change it up to sound like me, and then post my own picture, of course. And so I love the idea of just putting it in a folder and you have so many post ideas here. And then also on Telegram, Mariah has a chat for us where you can get post ideas there. So there's just so many that you can copy and paste, or you can just take the idea and make it your own. Okay, let me get back to Zoom. Let me see if I had. And the last thing I wanted to share about just kind of posting, whenever I post like a coffee video, even if I'm not talking about what the coffee does, I always put like my tap link or my milkshake link in the comments so that when people are watching it, they'll go to the comments to like look. And if they click on the link, they can text coffee to me for information, or they can see information there on my website. So you don't always have to do the call to action, like comment coffee below if you want information. You can just put your link below and then people that are curious can like go that way. I think that's all I had.
I have a question.
Awesome. That was so good. I loved all of those things. Yes, I think I call it shopping for post. And like once a week, I will go through some of my favorite top leaders and I'm going to save some of their content to collections. I do it a little different than you. I have a collection of giveaway posts, a collection of business posts, and a collection of product posts. And so every so often I'll go shop with my favorite leaders. These are people that I relate to. So that helps a lot. I'm not going to necessarily go follow someone who talks different than me, believes different than me, or something like that. I follow people typically who are more Christian based, moms, things like that. So then I'm able to go back on those busy days. Like the past 2 days, like I said, I've been moving. It has been absolutely insane up in this place. Okay. It has been crazy, early mornings, late nights, nonstop. And I haven't had a chance to effectively work my business when it comes to creativity. And so this is a perfect time to have those shopped posts where you can go in, you can find something and then still make it sound like you, or get up something about the product, something about the business, whatever that looks like, but to still get that content up because it's so important to stay consistent in posting. And guys, do like when she was talking about, there's so many things I got to pick apart here. It was so good. So she was talking about taking those pictures when she went on vacation. You should once a week to once a month minimum, but push yourself once a week to maybe once every 2 weeks. Do content. Like take one day to put your makeup on. That's it. One day a week. And stand in front of a window. Go outside, get some fresh air. Go to the park. It's going to be good for you and your family. Do something intentional with your time. Take an hour to be intentional. Get outside. Go do something and take some pictures while you're there. And don't think to have the best kind of pictures, you've got to have the best resources. A good phone, you got this. Take your phone. Wipe off that camera every single time. Make sure the light is in front of you and boom, take the picture. And you don't even have to have people there. That's also another misconception. A lot of my content, I take the pictures myself. I have a tripod with like a little clicker But before that, I would literally find a place to prop my phone up. I've got pictures of me and my husband from Disney when it was just me and my husband at Disney. And I have my phone like propped up, waiting for people to like walk between us. And then like real quick, like, and take a video, go back and screenshot. There's so many ways to make sure that you're getting that good, clean, crisp content. And when you do something extra, like go on vacation, you want to do extra. You want to take extra pictures. I got to go to Sea La Vie last year, and I'm still using pictures from that Sea La Vie trip to post now. From Winter Circle, I'm still using content from that event to post now. From conference this year, from conference last year, from bigger things like that. When I went on vacation with my husband, I still use that content now. And so it's important to start stockpiling that, get that done. A little bit before, you know what? I'll come back on that thought later. I'll come back. We'll circle back there. And I love that you mentioned, Macy, it's several times that you put in your coffee without talking about it. Because I think so often we get this misconception that to have good posts, people commenting on our posts, we've got to use the post, right? That plain colored background with something short and catchy that you're going to get 7 billion comments on and sign 700 distributors or 700 customers or get up 7 billion host to post. But when you post that and you post it again and you post it again and again and again, you're not getting the results you're wanting. And then you look at a different leader and you're like, when she posted this, she got 100 comments. What am I doing wrong? And it's not that you're doing anything wrong or you don't have the right market or anything like that, but those posts are not meant to be utilized in that fashion. You've got to create connection with your audience first. A great book that if you guys have not read is Jab, Jab, Right Hook. It's amazing when you look at it in a content perspective, because it's talking about with content is you want to 90% of your, if you've ever watched a fight, a boxing match or MMA, any kind of thing like that, 90% of the fight is not them full on swinging on each other. It's the little jabs, the little hits, the little hits. And those little hits is what's going to determine who's going to win that fight, who's not. Because those are the people who are taking the advantage. They're the people on offense. They're the ones getting the result. And so you've got to be doing that with your content. Because when you do a jab, a jab, a jab. So if Macy posted her story for the next 3 days, her coffee. So maybe it's a picture of her drinking her coffee on her porch with her dog, or a video of her just making coffee real quick, or a video of her like coffee on the go. She didn't say anything about this product. She's not trying to sell it, but on day 4, maybe she does. And because she's jabbed it, she's jabbed it, she's jabbed it, she's planted the seed, she's planted the seed, she's planted the seed. Now it's like, okay, well, what is this? I've been seeing this. Okay, hold on, let me listen. Versus if you're constantly trying to shove it down people's throats, they're not going to be receptive, because it's not our job to sell here. It's your job to influence, to impact, and to suggest, recommend. Give them your honest opinion. Tell them about these products. If you don't have results with them, borrow the belief, look at the testimonies, and that's what you want to share. And you can't do that by being a walking billboard. You do that by being you, and you show up as yourself. It's why it's important to be a product of the product. If you guys drop a 1 in the chat if you're going to Jamaica. Okay, we're going to Jamaica. Yes. Okay, drop a 2 in the chat if you already have your auto ship run for this month. Okay, some 2s, a lot more 1s than 2s. Okay, if you're going to Jamaica, your auto ship is set up to run tomorrow. You're getting that done at the end of this call. Okay, we've already hit payday. Let's get it done, because you can't be a product of the products if you don't have products. You can't believe in what you're selling if you don't have the products. You can't share with confidence if you don't have your own results, if you haven't tasted it, if you haven't felt it, if you don't know the texture. Right now, if someone texts me or messages me, they got the coffee and they're having issues blending it up and they don't have a frother. Look, I'm gonna tell them real quick, like, you take the coffee, you put it in like this much cold water, you stir it up with a spoon, then add your hot water, smooth. You don't need a frother. But I would never be able to help my customers effectively if I hadn't tried the product. And if you guys don't want to lose weight, you don't use a weight loss product. We have amazing products. Go get collagen, product of the month. There's so much training right now. And if you've not tried collagen, you are missing out. That is by far the yummiest product we have. Okay, hands down, I stand by that. It is incredible. Okay, and there's no excuse. If you want to go on this trip, the number one thing is set up your auto ship. If your auto ship is not set up and already run or set up to run tomorrow, then you are not serious or committed to earning this trip. You are self-sabotaging right now because you're not doing the simple task to get yourself there. So let's get it done. Let's go get that set up. Laura, bring the heat. I want to hear some tips about making reels.
Aw, yay. Okay, so I'm excited. I love how you kind of like led into that and you didn't even know it, how you were talking about you have to be yourself and just be you and just connect with people. Because if I'm being 100% honest, 99% of my reels have nothing to do with the business. Absolutely nothing at all to do with it works. Because the way I look at it is I'm making reels because I want to find the people that I connect with. I want to find my network. I want to find my audience. And how am I going to do that? By posting a bunch of like gummies and product, reels? I'm not. I'm going to post like me. I'm going to share a reel like me. If I find something funny, I'm going to share that. And then those people are going to start following me. And then what happens though is when they start following me from the reels that were me, now that they're on my page, now they're going to see the products. Now they're going to see my stories. And now they're going to get a little curious. So I did want to I'm going to be super quick and easy with this. Can you make me co-host? Oh my gosh. Sorry. I'm on my phone this time because the lighting on my computer is terrible. And every time I go back and watch the recording, I'm like, why am I so white? So anyways, I'm not that pasty. I am pasty, but all right. I'm usually not on Zoom on my phone. Why is it not? Where is the button? There it is. Okay, I found the button. Share screen. Okay. So real quick, you guys, I am literally, well, this is weird. Okay. Hopefully you can still hear me. Mariah, pop in if you can't. I just want to kind of go through really quickly how I make reels, because I know I have a lot of people on my team who are newer and they're like, I don't know how to make a reel. Don't overthink it, you guys. I use Instagram and Facebook, but I make my reels in Instagram. So what I do first is I will go to Instagram. Down on the bottom, you want to go to where it says reels. And then here, what you want to look for is you want to find a trending sound. What that means is down on the very bottom, see how there's like the arrow pointing up and to the right? That means that sound is trending. All you got to do, click on that trending sound. And I have no clue what the sound is because I can't hear it because I'm on Zoom. You want to select use audio, or you can save it for later. You're just going to play the audio. If you select timer, I always do timer. This is your sound. Right? Set timer. You can select a little filter. I try not to do anything too crazy. I might just adjust the lighting for my filters. And that's really about it because I'm me. I wear makeup like maybe 1 or 2 days out of the year. That's about it. But anyway, so then you are just going to click the middle. It's going to count down. You're going to shake your head, say some words. You're going to do some things. That's it. Right? The arrow to download it. After you put some words on it, click that. This is my tip for you. Okay. Because now I'm just going to save this as a draft. You want to add words and everything also. I'm going to leave it on here because now I can see myself talking at least. But anyways, since I downloaded the video and saved it as a video, let's pretend like I put some words on it. I like to try and keep my sound short and my words longer. It's maybe a little sneaky, I know, but if my reel is only 4 seconds long and it takes them 6 seconds to read what it is that I put up there, they're going to at least watch my reel 2 times. Okay. Sneaky, I know, but who cares? That's just me. That's how I do it. Okay. If you don't like it, find something that works for you. I usually just put jokes and stuff. But anyway, since I downloaded the video, what I can now do is I can go to Facebook and I can go to, they moved where to put reels at. Reels, why are we watching people's ears? Create. And now that video is saved here. So I don't even have to go through the extra step of, getting rid of the Instagram watermark and all of that. So let me go back to Zoom, stop sharing so I can see myself because I can't stand it when I can't see. So hopefully that all makes sense. But those are my key tips. Find a trending sound, keep it short, sweet, and to the point. If there is somebody, even if they're not in the business, if you find somebody who's killing it with reels, and the reels are always popping up and you relate to them and they have some kind of content that you can recreate, follow them. You can save their reels also, just like Macy was saying she does with, you know, her content, and Mariah was saying they save the content. You can save reels to go back when you have your one day of creating content, create a bunch of reels all in a row. I could have created that reel in like less than a minute, and I can do that all at once. I can create like 10, 15 reels at one sitting, change your shirt a few times or don't, who cares? Like there have been times I posted 10 reels in a row wearing the same exact outfit. I don't care. Some people care. I don't. But you guys keep it short and sweet and don't overthink it. Save the video on Instagram. That way you don't have to remove the watermark, or don't remove the watermark. Either way, it's fine. You can still just take your reel directly from Instagram. I remove the watermark just because I found that when I take the watermark off, my Facebook reels get more views. So that is it. But my biggest tip for doing reels is just have fun with it. You guys, so much of our work that we do is simple and easy, yes, but it is still work. And when you've been doing it day in and day out for over 3.5 years, like for me, 4.5, almost 5 years for Mariah, it can be a little mundane and boring sometimes. And some days, I'm not gonna lie, I'm just not feeling good. The kids are driving me nuts. I got a lot going on. The house is crazy. I don't want to work. Reels is a chance to bring back the fun. Okay. Go be a little crazy. If you like cooking, go do some cooking reels. If you're baking, do that. If you like cows, I think I saw a chat, somebody made reels of cows. I don't know, I'm on my phone, so I can't see the chat. Whatever it is that your pillars are that Mariah's going to talk about, implement that. Have fun, you guys. Just have fun with it. That's all I can say. But don't go down the scroll hole and get stuck in reels, because you could sit there for hours and hours and hours doing nothing but watching other people's reels. Why would you do that? Okay, set a timer, give it to yourself as a reward. Say if I got 5 hosts to post up, I'm going to spend 10, 15 minutes scrolling through reels just to find content and just to laugh and have fun. Okay, but reward yourself with finding that content. Okay, be intentional, have fun. And it's really not that hard. So usually I like to get more fired up, pumped up stuff, but today is all just about training and just being simple. So Mariah, did you have any other questions on reels you kind of wanted me to go over?
No, I think that was great. You killed it.
Oh.
Love it.
Sure.
I'm not going to touch too much on the 5 pillars tonight. I think we're going to do a whole workshop on that. I want to really put together something more nitty gritty where I'm not just going to teach it to you. I want you to learn and do this for yourself, so that when we hop off the Zoom, you're not going to try to figure out your 5 pillars. You're going to do that on Zoom together. We're going to set up a workshop in the next couple of weeks, and we're going to do that together. But I love to talk about your 5 pillars in regards to reels, because my whole business, like Laura just said, I've been doing this for almost 5 years, and I always kept hearing it come up, is you've got to find your niche market and what's your 5, I'm eating a hair. Whew. What's your 5 pillars and what's your niche market? And I'm like, I don't know what that means. Okay. Like, I mean, I don't know what that means. And if I do know what that means for me, I don't know what that means for my content. And I kept finding myself stuck in this place of like, I'm just going to try. And when reels really started getting big, I realized that reels taught me what my 5 pillars was when it came to what I could reflect into this business. Because the thing is you got a lot of aspects of you. You're an onion, okay? Right? You got all your layers in your onion, okay? You've got a lot going on. And there's so many things that you could bring and talk about. But when you're wanting to identify your pillars, you're wanting to identify something that you will never not be able to make content on. Like, I love Mexican food, okay? That's part of who I am as a person. I could eat it breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like, I could survive only on Mexican food. But that's not necessarily something that's going to be a pillar. Because yes, when you think of Mexican food, you may think about me, because you know I'm always talking about it and posting my stories about it. It's in my stories right now, okay? Like, it happens all the time. I'm sharing recipes, I make things like that. But it's not something that necessarily can always go on about me. It's not something I can always pull up and be like, talk about this. But I'm a mom. That's something to my core that identifies who I am and creates impact outside of me. I'm a wife. I follow Jesus. Those are a couple of very common, but like easy ones that are going to create content again and again and again, over and over again. And that's what we want when we're identifying those pillars. So I want, when you go through your reels, you're going to go scroll on your reels to find yours to recreate. I want you to do this for a couple days. And then I want you to go back and look at what you just saved. Because the thing is, what you think you can recreate is going to teach you what your pillars are. When I'm scrolling through reels looking for content that I could recreate, things that I feel like I could do, when I go back and look at them, there are things talking about God. There are things talking about being a mom. There are things talking about traveling. There are things talking about being married. There are things talking about, you know, those aspects is what I can recreate because that's who I am. That's what I connect to. And so I was able to identify really what my niche market is, what my areas of influence is. And I was able to dumb it down, not figure it out by myself, but laugh at a couple of videos, scroll through some reels, and was able to really identify what it is and where I have the most power in my market. And so that's a super easy way to do that. And like I said, we'll put together a whole workshop I'm working on that I think will be really good to dig into that more together, where you guys aren't just getting talked to, but getting it in the trenches, and we'll develop that plan for you, with you, to help you start creating more authentic content within what your strengths are going to be. So Hannah, I am dying for you to come in here and talk about going live and talking in your stories, because you kill it. You're talking on your stories every single day, to the point that your daughter makes her hot chocolate and narrates. Okay, guys, like she's talking about how her audience is she's stirring her hot chocolate. Okay, that's how serious you are talking in your stories. And I'm really excited for all you have to share with us on that.
Yeah, so I've just got a few tips, but yes, my daughter is hilarious. She's like, I'm like watching her and I'm like, oh my goodness, she sounds just like me. She's over here I'm over here making my hot chocolate. It is so good. I'm like, oh no. But yeah, so I'm on my stories every day, like talking on my stories, because I want people to hear my voice and get to know me a little bit. Like the other day, someone said to me, I was talking to this guy about products, and he said, how do I know if you're real or not? I was like, oh crap. I sent him a voice message and was like, hey, I just sent you a friend request. But you're more than welcome to like watch my story. I was talking about products today. And he was like, oh, okay. And then I had like a whole nother conversation with him, because now he's like more sure of me, knowing that I'm actually real. But I love making my coffee every day on my stories. Now, I'm not always talking about the coffee, but I'm making it. So I'm like every morning, like talking about what I'm gonna do today, or you know, whatever it may be that day. I'm either talking about coffee or talking about something random, what's going on today, what we're doing. If you're doing something excited, you better talk about it, because that's you know, part of your content. That's what you want to be sharing. I am not super outgoing. I feel like I'm shy. I don't want to talk on my stories, but I'm starting to transition out of that because I'm making myself do it. So, and going live too. I've been going on my page the last few days, just reading a book. And that's really helped me get more comfortable with talking on my Facebook page or in my stories and everything. But so about like posting products on your stories, I have to look back and watch my own story, because sometimes it'll be like, oh, I need to put something like product related on my story, I think. And then I'll go watch my story and then be like, oh, that's the last thing I posted was about a product. I'm not going to post another thing about products. I need to come on here and talk a little bit about something random, or show my kids playing or I'm outside with the kids, or I'm mowing the lawn, or something random, not about product. So I always want to mix it up because I never want to be like product, because I mean, I'm sure that would get boring for people. And another thing, like if you don't really know what products you want to talk about, like I got recently I got the superfood shake, and I was like, I don't know anything about this, but I wanted to make it on my story, and I got a tip from some leader. And they were saying just read off the labels. So I was like, okay, so it's got all this cool stuff, right? But then I'm like, so I'm not nervous about trying to talk about it because I know, like, I'm reading off a label. I know what the product is about, what the product does, but I'm also making it at the same time. So, yeah, just like talking about products and why I love them, or just making them in front of the camera, but talking about something completely different is kind of how I share my stuff on there, and then slides every once in a while. And then always something random, what's going on in my life that day, what I have plans for, stuff like that.
That's so good. Oh my gosh, I love all of that. And I love how just authentically you do it. And it is because, like you said, you're nervous, you're shy, you don't want to do it. And drop a 3 in the chat if you guys feel that. Like you're nervous, you're shy, you don't want to go live, you don't want to do the thing. Like it's not your cup of tea, you don't feel like doing it. Okay. Yes. All right. Well, guess what? Me too. Not as much now. But when I got started, like, no, I didn't want to talk on my stories. What the heck was I going to talk about? To this day, like I want to put bricks if I go live on my page. I hate it. Put me on Zoom, I got this. Put me in a room of like 10,000, put me on stage, I got this. Put me live on Facebook and I'm like, I'm done. I'm out. I can't do it. So you're not alone. But the thing is we're not asking you to be fearless. We're asking you to do it scared. And that's what's important, is to show up anyway, to try anyway, to push forward, to do it anyway. And like Hannah mentioned briefly, this is a challenge for you guys, okay? Put a 4 in the chat if you're ready for a challenge that's going to help you get comfortable with going live. Okay. I want you guys to get the book, 100 Days to Brave. It's by Anne something another. But if you Google 100 Days to Brave, it will pull it up. Okay. You're going to go get this book off of Amazon, Walmart, Target, find it on Google. Okay. It's 100 days. Okay. 100 days. If you read this book live, you will never be scared going live again. And it's so simple. So it's a guided devotional. So it's like this much that you read. That's it. And then it has a question, and you can challenge your following, your audience to write down this question on their own or share your testimony. It's a great place where you can start talking about what God's done in your life or how you've grown in things like that by being like, okay, so this is this, and this. And I want to challenge you guys. The journal for this is to write down something you're grateful for or whatever it may be. This is what I'm grateful for right now. And it opens up a window to effortlessly have you start implementing more of your life, who you are, with your audience. But then it's going to get you over being scared and start creating impact. Okay. Because the thing is, I don't want you to go live on your page and in your stories every single day, only talking about the products or the business. It's 100 Days to Brave. Chad put it in the chat. So if you guys need it, scroll up. He put it in there and the author for you. But I don't want you guys only going live to talk about the products and the business, because the thing is, there's no impact in that. There is, but there's not. There's impact in our business and bringing people to the business and all of that. But guys, we're building a kingdom business here. It Works is just our vehicle. And so we've got to be creating impact past that. So doing a challenge like this allows you to start sharing you vulnerably, start sharing God working in you, start sharing and challenging your audience to level up their life, man. And when you start sharing and challenging and opening up like that, so much different can happen. And plus you're showing up for 100 days. 100 days is a long time. If you show up for your business for 100 days like this, you're never going to be scared to go live again. You could talk about anything because you've done it again and again and again and again and in a short time frame. You're not going to be scared anymore. You're going to have confidence, and this gives you a crutch where you're not trying to figure out content and what you're going to say and how you're going to do it. You're literally just going to read it. And I love how Hannah was talking about, like, she got this new product. She didn't know what it did, and so she just read the label. If you guys have ever heard Lanisa talk, she says all the time that you are not an expert. Stop trying to be an expert on all of the products, because being an expert on the products is not relatable. So when your audience is constantly watching you and every day you talk about a different product and you have everything in the world to say about it, they're like, oh my gosh, there's no way I could ever remember all of that. Lanisa knows how these products works, okay? She's a regional manager. She knows what's going on. But she will still hold up a bottle or point on a screen and literally read something, not because it shows anything less of us. We're not trying to prove anything here. We're trying to show our audience that this is all it takes. You don't have to know everything. Look, this is what it does. This is what it does. Because then when I bring in a new distributor, I can then show them, we're going to go live and we're going to talk about this, because in your starter kit, you're getting Slimmer and you're getting gummies. So when they come in, let's talk in your stories. Let's do an unboxing. And I don't want you to feel like you have to know everything. Just pick up the bottle. Just read the bottle. And you're instantly pouring belief, excitement, and a roadmap into your new distributors. Laura, come on in. You know, I know you got something to add on this.
I do. When Hannah was talking, it made me think of something because, and it kind of goes exactly what you were just saying about how everybody's like so afraid to, and that you don't need to know everything. Another thing you guys need to understand, don't be so focused on being quote unquote perfect. Okay. Make mistakes. Like, for example, when Hannah was talking, Hannah, my girls too, they like fight and argue over who's going to make my coffee. And like, there was one day my daughter was like over here, I wasn't even in the video, and she's just talking and swirling. She got the foam frother thing going, just hands me my coffee and keeps going. And I'm just like, okay, cool. But you guys, sometimes I use captions. Okay. Pro life tip. When you use captions, check the words. Okay. The other day, I got a text from my sister saying there was some questionable words in my story that popped up. I was saying my daughter never used the deck in the back. That is not what caption came up. I'll just let you use your imagination. And I could have taken it down. Here's the thing. This is what I want you to hear me say. I could have deleted that story slide. I could have made my coffee again. I could have done anything else. But instead, I was just like, screw it. Because you know what? I'm not perfect. I am human. And I don't want to show up perfect, because I don't want people watching me to look at me and be like, oh, well, she's been doing this for so long. She does it so perfectly. I could never do that. No, I'm a hot mess. And if you watch my stories or my page long enough, you will see that. So don't be afraid to get out of your comfort zone, but also embrace the moments where captions do you so wrong. Embrace the moments where your coffee spills or all the things. Be okay with not being perfect, because here's a little secret. We are all perfectly imperfect. Okay, that was it. Like when she was talking about the stories and then just not needing to know everything, I just needed you guys to know you don't need to be an expert and you don't need to be perfect. Embrace all the things, be you, and the people will connect with you based off of that alone. That was just kind of it. Just don't be afraid to be you and not be perfect.
I love that. That's such a fun story. I remember when you posted that. I love it. So I know we ran a little over on time, so I have one quick thing real quick, and then we're hopping out of here and rocking on with our week. But I want to touch briefly again on batching content, because now you have a bunch of ideas. You are equipped to go out and make 3 different types of content, to go get some new post ideas together, to create some reels, and to go post videos in your stories. So I want to talk about batching content, because the truth is you're not going to feel 10 out of 10 every single day. These past 2 days have been absolute Hades over here. Okay. Like, I am old and feeble. I am not prepared to carry heavy boxes anymore. I apparently tapped out of that. I'm not moving again unless someone's doing it for me. This has been awful. And I've not had the time and energy to create the content. But that doesn't mean I'm not showing up for my business, because there's still stuff in my stories and there's still posts on my page. Where I've just kind of stepped away from reels, but previously there still would have been reels up as well. And that's because I batch content. There's never a time where I don't have content to post. If I'm in the hospital, God forbid, and I can't do anything, like my hands are broken, I don't know. And I'm like, Daniel, my husband, I'm like, I still got to get a post up today. Go do it. He could do it. My husband, knowing nothing about what I'm doing, nothing about how the business works, anti creative, could still post my content, could still load my stories and post and create a reel and post content on my page, because I have content ready to go. I did a challenge with my team a few months ago where we had a batch content like challenge where I wanted them to create stock content. And so I want to challenge you guys over the next week to start batching stock content. So this is going to be things that you can use to create content going forward. I want to challenge you to do one content or one batch day a week at least, where you get a couple posts together, things like that. Go ahead, make some reels, videos for your stories, whatever. So if something happens, you have that content. But every single day, you should be doing some fashion of stock content. And so this is where you're taking content photos, whether that's of you, whether that's of, I just moved in, so I just finished my kitchen. So in the morning when the lighting's better, I'm taking pictures of my kitchen. I may take a couple pictures of holding a coffee cup with my new kitchen in the background, things like that. I'm not posting those tomorrow, but I now have stock content. So when I know I'm like, oh, I should post about the coffee, I'm not having to go make coffee or go grab a coffee cup or whatever. I've got really well done photos that I took in 20 minutes and did a day of stock content. Take videos of everything. You should have new videos on your camera roll every single day. Whether that's making dinner, whether that's something your kids are doing, take a dang video for like 7 to 15 seconds. When you're doing videos, shoot to get them between 7 and 15 seconds, because that's going to give you some wiggle room when creating content from there. But take a video of the wind blowing in the tree. Take a video of you driving. Take a video of the water at the lake, or spraying a water hose on the bushes while you're watering them, or stirring. Or Hannah does a great job of taking videos of her doing laundry. She will literally do time-lapse videos, like sped up or whatever, her doing laundry and her doing the dishes and things like that. You have moments in your day, every single day, where you could be creating good content. So there's no excuse now. You guys have heard it. You have all the different ideas. So now you have to go forward and implement it, because knowledge is not power. Implemented knowledge is power. So if you guys don't take what you've learned here and put it into your business, you're not growing. You've wasted 45 minutes. There was no point of you being on this Zoom if you're not going to take these tips, these things that you're not doing right now in your business, tweak what you are doing maybe, and then implement it. Because your business will never grow on hopes, dreams, and wishes. It will only grow on work. You guys are doing the first half where you are growing your mind and you're pouring into yourself. And now you got to take that the next half and go out there and do the action, create the content, and go out and start creating that impact that I know you're called to do. And in the process, you're going to earn your way to Jamaica, okay? And we're going to be sipping those drinks on the beach. And every Zoom till then, I'm telling you guys, I will remind you that your first drink, it's on me at the all-inclusive resort, okay? Because we're about to turn up and we're going to have a great time, because you guys are not just people who show up and hear things to feel good. You show up, you take this and you run with it, because you are on fire, you are in charge of your business, and you are completely willing and ready to do what it takes to transform your business, to transform your life, and to earn this amazing vacation along the way. And I'm so proud of you for showing up as much as you are. You are killing it. And I promise if you stay consistent, it's going to come together. I know sometimes it's scary and sometimes it may not feel like it, but it is coming together for you, because you're serious and you're showing up and you deserve this. And I'm proud of you. So I'm going to pray us out real quick. Thank you guys for hanging out with me on a Tuesday night. I know we ran a little late tonight, but this was super good, and the recording will be up on my page. So dear Lord Jesus, thank you so much for this space where we get to come together each and every week and grow in our business knowledge, to grow in our personal knowledge, to be able to pour back into ourselves in some way, shape, or form. Thank you for this safe place to keep coming and growing. Thank you for all you are doing in our business, in the limelight and behind the scenes, all the battles you're fighting for us, all the things that you are working together so perfectly that are just going to all come together, the harvest that is coming, and all that you are doing to help us continue to walk in our destiny, continue to use this vehicle to grow your kingdom, to expand our influence and bring people to you, to bring people happiness, to bring people light, and to be just different people out there. And I'm so thankful for all that you are doing in each and every one of these men and women's lives right now. And I know big things are coming, and I'm so proud of them. And I'm so excited to watch what you unfold in their story in these next couple chapters. And Lord Jesus, amen. I love you guys dearly. You're my favorite. Thank you all for showing up again, and I will see you guys next week.